with our good buddy Eric Byrnes for his segment on this busy day. Eric, long time. Good to have you back with us. How are you? Okay, pal?
What's your problem with Tom Terrific? I'm doing well, though. Thanks for asking.
I have no problem with Brady. Let him do it. If he wants to go out there and put a trademark on Tom Terrific, that's not going to prevent the Met fan from remembering Tom Seaver, who had a million nicknames, including the franchise. That's not going to negate a Met fan for thinking very fondly of their Tom Terrific. But if Brady wants to patent Tom Terrific, he's won 6 Super Bowls. He's the best quarterback of all time. He's one of the most famous athletes in the history of America. In the world's, in America's at the moment biggest sport. I can't kill him for that. Can you?
No, but you have to understand, I can see how Mets fans might be sensitive to this. But the thing is that I think Mets fans, any fans of obviously Tom Seaver, and to think that this is any slight or disrespect to him, you think Tom Brady cares about this? Tom Brady's surrounded by an entire marketing team that filed for this patent. Tom Brady, I'm going to go ahead and guess, had no idea that this was even going on. So I just think that people need to slow their roll a little bit. Don't take their feelings so personal, and understand this is just one of those situations. It's sort of a process-oriented thing to try to protect Brady in whatever legal situation that they have, going forward from here out. But look, Tom Terrific, New York Mets, yeah, that's how I know the name. I didn't even realize until all of this came public here that Tom Brady was even referred to as Tom Terrific. So
no, I didn't know that either.
The idea and thought, though, it's funny because, you hear all the different nicknames, and you hear different nicknames for different people. And they called me Captain America in the Dominican Republic. You think I came back to the United States and I had an issue with David Wright when Mets fans were calling him El Capitan America? It's one of those things that, who cares? Is my point. It's like, why are we so bent over this? Like one way or another.
Why would a Met fan care that Tom Brady, who's better than Seaver, I hate to say it because I'm a Seaver lover, he's better than Seaver. He's accomplished more, he's a better athlete. He's done more for his sport than Seaver did for his. Case closed. Why would a Met fan care that Tom Brady, because the Jets get killed and the Jet and Met fan is the same fan, the Jets get killed by the Patriots year in, year out? Why do they care that Tom Brady wants to call himself Tom Terrific? If that makes the Patriot fan happy, that's all he should be concerned about. He shouldn't worry about the Met fan. I'm amazed that the Met fan is so bent out of shape. It doesn't make any sense.
It's the 9 Super Bowl appearances. It's the 6 Super Bowl victories. That's what it is. So I just think overall, why should any of us really care about this situation? I don't know. And the whole thing was kind of confusing to me.
Well, listen, there's a million Rockets, there's a million Mad Dogs. Greg Maddox, Fred Mad Dog Carter, Vinny Mad Dog Lopez of the East Street Band. I give you that. You got Rocket Rod Laver, you got Rocket Roger Clemens, LT with Tomlinson, LT with Lawrence Taylor. There's a million. You can share these names. You don't like the idea that he's patenting it. He's going to that level, so what? Who cares? It's a marketing deal.
Again, like for those who are taking it personal against Tom Brady, I could just venture to say Tom Brady doesn't care himself. And so it's funny because so often I think we personally try to make it against, we try to make things personal against an athlete when I think sometimes we have to understand, like, certain things like this. I'm going to venture to say Tom Brady had no idea this was even going down.
All right, how about Keuchel quickly there, Eric? Let's get some thoughts with him. Go ahead.
You couldn't be more off base with Keuchel. The fact that I had to sit here and listen to you say that, Dallas Keuchel's not going to have the Yankees win a World Series.
He's okay. He's pretty good. He's not as good as he was 4 or 5 years ago.
It's not about that. It's about that you don't know who that one guy is going to be that puts any team over the top, and especially the New York Yankees, because we know they're going to be there. We know they're going to be in the postseason. This is a team that the American League is so incredibly difficult. And to think that the Yankees are going to have to get past the Minnesota Twins. The Yankees are going to have to get past the Houston Astros. So when you bring in a Keuchel, when you bring in a Kimber, when you bring in somebody who can have that big of an impact, we're talking one win could be the difference. And so to think that the depth of the organizations create great postseason teams. I was talking about on Central this morning. It seems like all the teams in the postseason, let's just go with the Dodgers and the Astros of the past couple of years, just like, dude, wait, hold on a second. This guy was left off the roster? I remember talking to AJ Hinch about it, and AJ's like, yeah, I had to leave this guy and this guy and this guy off the roster. And it was like, whoa. That's what you want in the postseason. You need depth. You need to have that. So if you're the Yankees, like, that's what we want. Yes,
I want to ask you a
more.
question. Last 2 years ago in August, who'd the Astros bring in and pitched them to the championship?
Justin Verlander.
All right. Is he better than Keuchel?
Yeah, of course.
Simple. Nothing else to say. Because the Yankees have to beat Houston, most likely to win it all. And Keuchel is not going to be able to, he's not as good as Verlander. The Yankees got to find a pitcher who can match Verlander inning for inning in a big spot. I don't think Keuchel can do it.
I mean, what are we going to bring back? Roger Clemens or Pedro Martinez in their prime? I mean, that's what you're asking. You're asking what that with Verlander. Sometimes it's just, my point is this, Christopher, and you know that.
How about Bumgarner?
Exactly. Bumgarner account, but we can't just assume that you bring in Madison Bumgarner, he's going to be the same guy he was in the postseason with the Giants.
Well, let me ask you a question. Right now, you got to gain the win for your life in the postseason. Bumgarner or Keuchel?
Going on Bumgarner's track record, I'd never bet against Bumgarner. Okay,
there you go. And the Yankees have to win a championship this year. They've not won in a long time, and they have been knocking at the door these last 2 years. Yankees have to win this year. And if they have to win a championship, who gives them a better chance to do so? Bumgarner or Dallas Keuchel?
If you were to ask me for one game for the postseason, I mean, I'd have to dig deeper in the number. But Bumgarner's been pitching this season, too, as opposed to Keuchel hasn't pitched yet.
Keuchel hasn't even pitched. I don't even know how he's going to pitch.
It's a huge wild card, right? I believe it was Odorizzi who got the late start last year, and you know, he's now come back into his own this year and has become the best pitcher in the American League. But I mean, I'm just looking at it where, and you have to understand this. It's not. We'd like to think Bumgarner and then put him into that postseason situation, and we think of him doing what he did against the Royals, which was one of the greatest performances that I've ever seen in the history of sports. That coming back and pitching that Game 7 the way he did, or coming in relief in Game 7 and closing the door. But a lot of times in the postseason, it's like success is created on depth. And so when you talk about Dallas Keuchel coming in, we don't need to have. He's not Justin Verlander. He's not even Madison Bumgarner when Bumgarner was in his prime doing what he was doing, and we shouldn't expect that of him. But guess what? If he's going to take the ball every fifth day, go out there and be a competitor on the mound, and then completely lengthen the depth of your rotation, and then allow you to use the opener if you want to use the opener, do whatever you want to do, manipulate it. You know, a lot of talk is to have him come in, obviously, for the Yankees, but what about the Minnesota Twins and how he could help their rotation depth?
Well, that's a different situation. The Twins are not trying to win a championship. The Twins are in a different scenario. The Yankees have to win. Twins don't.
Why do the Yankees have to win? I don't get that.
Because this is the only they've only had one decade in the last 120 years where they haven't won a title. This is the 80s and this one. The Yankees have knocked on the door the last 2 years. The Yankees haven't won a championship in a long time. 10 years for the Yankees is eons. It's about time. Win a title.
I love New York. Golly,
this is the way New York operates. You know, they charge the most. The tickets are the most expensive. They spend the most money. Everything's hard here. Win. It's about winning now. It's not about getting knocked out by the Red Sox in a short series.
Okay. But the reality is, it's not reality.
Well, it's true. That's the way it acts.
It's not. It's not reality. It's as much as we like to think it is. And there's 30 Major League Baseball teams that are going out there and trying to do the same thing the Yankees are year in and year out. Now,
some teams have to win. The Dodgers have to win. The Yankees have to win. Occasionally, the Red Sox have to win.
You know what I want out of my team?
The Yankees have to win.
But you know what I want on my team? I want a team to put together year in, year out a consistent winner.
Well, the Yankees are going to be that anyway.
What the Yankees have done getting to the postseason, it's just like the thought and idea that a team is a complete and utter failure if they don't win the World Series. Like that is your over emotional fan reaction to unrealistic expectations.
Listen, Eric, this is the way it is in New York. I love you. We'll talk to you next week. Appreciate it very much, pal.